Hello, Year 7. Welcome to today's lesson on Friday. We've got a single lesson today, so it's only 40 minutes. I can't do a lot. So today I'm going to explain what you're going to be doing in class. You will notice that I've posted the instructions under lesson 6.4, writing the report or finishing the research. So today, you really have two choices. I am aware that this is a more difficult assessment, and some of you might need a bit more time. So today, it's up to you. You can decide either to keep researching your action plan if you feel it isn't quite finished yet, or if you are ahead and you think you've done the research, you can actually start trying to design your final report today and to start writing. So, um, it can be a little bit confusing today because there's lots of information to help you write your report. We're actually working off the website. We've been using this for the assessment. If you scroll down to activity 5, it gives you links to all the resources that are on the classroom. Okay, it's called Making Conclusions, and that's what we're doing with our report. We're putting all our research together to make conclusions. So I'm going to talk you through the resources you need. This is only if you're going to write the report. Just ignore this if you're going to carry on with your research. Okay, so the first thing it says is look at the Google slide anatomy of a report. And that is there. You can see it there. If you click on that, it will load up a Google slide that Mr. Sims has created to help us with formatting our reports. And what we're creating is a recommendation report. Remember, you're writing a report to farmers to kind of explain to them how to make farming more sustainable. So we need to inform them of the farming method we've chosen. We need to analyze how it works to show, like with diagrams, how that farming method actually helps to support the environment. And we also need to recommend, because we're recommending this sustainable farming method. So perhaps in our conclusion, we might just sum up the best things about it. So as you can see on the next slide here, it tells us a bit about what needs to go in our report. So these are the different sections of our report, and we can actually use these as subheadings in our reports. We've got an introduction. What is the farming system and where is it often used in the world, with a map? We need to describe how the farming method works. We need to explain the effects of the farming method on the rainforest systems. So how does that farming method benefit the soil nutrients, the nutrient cycle? How does it help protect the water cycle? And you may have done additional research on different cycles and systems in the rainforest, the carbon cycle, for instance, or food chains or biodiversity. That's optional. There's a section here, how does your farming system help achieve some of those UN Sustainable Development Goals? So goal number 15, how does your farming method help to achieve that? That's where you put that information. And lastly, we finish with a conclusion that just sums up the report. What's so good about your farming method, and why should farmers use it? Just to sum it up, what are its best things it does? So the rest of the slide gives you some more formatting details. There's an example report cover there, nice title page. You can see there's a diagram in the bottom right here, and that's a good way of kind of organizing the information, including pictures and diagrams. There's a few more tips on this slide, and just take 5 minutes to look through all the different sections and think about how you might lay out your information. Okay, once you've done that, just spend 5 minutes doing that. I've actually given you a student example. There's a document that says, look at the PDF Level 7 student example. Oh, okay, so if we scroll down and click on that, this would load up a report that a student did for Mr. Sims, I think last year, and this actually scored really highly in his estimation. And just have a look at how the students laid out the information here. You can see they've got images and they've labeled each diagram figure 1.1, and you can see that the students referring to the maps and the diagrams in their writing. Okay, they've also put links into the resources they've used. This student has actually worked out how to use the footnotes in Google Docs. They've gone to insert and footnote, and they've put the information link there. It's optional at this stage, but that's good. There's a label diagram here. You can see the students use numbers to label that diagram. They've put it in an additional text box. I think they may have used Google Draw to do this and just insert it in. They've got the impacts of their farming method here, social impacts, and the conclusion with recommendations at the end. They've got all their diagrams and stuff they used at the end as well, and a bibliography. So this has actually got a lot of work and information in. I think the formatting could be improved. It could be made nicer, but there's a good example there. So spend 5 minutes looking at that. Once you're ready, you can then start formatting your own sort of document. I'm just going to show you how I would do it. So if you go to your Google Drive and you just create a new Google Doc, could be anywhere, there's actually a feature in Google Docs to give you report templates. So I'm going to show you how to do that. If you go to File in the top corner of Google Docs, okay, go to File, and you might go to New, and you go to From Templates. It actually loads up like a store that has lots of different templates, documents that have already been created that you can just kind of paste your information into. So if I click on General at the top, and look, at the top row there, it gives us lots of different report templates. You can actually find lots on the internet if you just type into Google, Google Doc report template. But you can see there's so many different project templates, reports, newsletters, brochures. So we actually just want a report. Let's have a look. This one looks good because I want quite a visual report. Nice design to it. There's lots on the internet if you want to have a search to make your reports look really nice. Okay, so this is loading up. I like this. You've got a clear title at the top. You'll notice that it comes formatted. You know, there's lines there, pictures. The text has been changed, text style to fit like your report. I think that's a really nice report template you could use there. Okay, so you can just start pasting your information in. There is some further documents to help on the Google Classroom. There's something called Sustainability Report Language Structures. And if we click on that, it loads up this document. Come on. And again, Mr. Sims and Mr. Davis has given us some further help. So it gives you some sentence starters for each section of your report. So if you're struggling to start writing, you could actually have a look at the sentence starters here just to see how you could use your language to write each section. Okay, so you start writing today. If you are super quick, you think you've done, always look at the assessment sheet that you've got, and there's a checklist at the back just to make sure you've done all these things in your project. Okay. There's another Google Doc. I think I've given you this word list as well for connecting things. So if you're trying to give an example of your farming method, you might like to use these words to kind of link to that example in your sentence. There's lots of other words here, maybe for when you're concluding, okay, or changing topic or listing points. There's a really good word list to use. We call that a connectives map. Okay, so that's it. Start writing today. We will finish next lesson. Next Thursday, we will have the whole class lesson to keep writing this. So you don't have to get it all done today. Like I said, if you're still researching, keep researching, and we'll move on to the writing as soon as possible. Okay, any questions? I'll be on the Hangout. Have a good day.